Thank you for joining me today. We're going to go over a quick demonstration of Lacai and just touch on a few of the features. First up, we'll discuss accessibility of your data in Lacai. You'll notice that Lacai is a web-based system, so you can access it from anywhere that you have network connection, utilizing any browser. We'll first go ahead and get logged in, and here we have the Lacai splash page. It's very group driven, so we have built-in groups and we also have custom groups that are utilized throughout the system. With that said, we'll go ahead and dive into a student's profile. There are many tabs across the top in a student's profile. In this first tab we have their demographic information, which includes things like eligibility. With the program information tab we store some other program specific information, but also activities such as stipends that are paid out to students or extracurricular activities. Within the parent information tab we can store parent relations, but you can also store any type of relation to the student, such as a brother, sister, uncle. Under the annual profiles where we keep the majority of the APR specific data. Within the contacts tab we have contacts and services that are provided to the students. You can edit and modify and delete these contacts from within this individual's tab. The services and skills drop downs are completely customizable. In fact, anywhere you see a pencil you can customize that drop down. Here under the Documents tab we have many documents. You can attach as many documents as you like to a student's profile, and here we just have a sample student application, but you can scan in PDFs and attach those, or pictures. You can create as many document types as you like. You can also enter or import course schedule information into Lacai to keep track of that for your students. You can also input grades and test scores, and of course you can create as many custom test types to record that information as you like. I'd also like to discuss reaching out to your students via email, text, and also generating mail labels with Lacai. Here we'll be sending out an email to a group of students. You can send it to both the student's email address or the parent's email address, or both. You have spell check built in based on your browser. You can attach a file to this email, and then you can also select your group or select students within a group, and so with a single click of a button there you can send this email out to this group of students. Texts work in a similar fashion. You're limited to 140 characters. But you can also send to not only the student's cell phone but also the parent's cell phone information as well. Again, you have the spell check built in, and so it makes it very easy to contact these students. If they respond to this text message, it will come straight back into your mail inbox, so that makes it really easy for two-way communication, but we recommend the text as more of a one-way communication. So with the sending of postal mail to generate Avery 5160 labels, it generates this PDF document that you can save or print out right away. I'd also like to discuss the calendars. You can create as many calendars as you like in Lacai and add events to those calendars. Here we have a single user's calendar. Maybe they want to keep their workshops separated out. You can also create a program calendar that has as many users as you want. This would be all program users. And you can generate a public link to share this calendar with not only Gmail or Outlook, but you can even access it with your phone. Here we have an event that's on this shared Lacai calendar. You'll notice the link is there, and this is our college and career prep event. So we'll go ahead and view this event within Lacai by going to the event list. And there are many things you can do with events. Since they are typically entered in before your contacts, you can go ahead and attach contact information to the event, so that if you want to utilize a card reader and you have a laptop, you can go ahead and swipe students into this event and it will record the contacts automatically. You can also put in who is supposed to attend, so that you can generate sign-in sheets if you prefer the more traditional method of gathering signatures from these students. So The events is something we feel makes Lacai different. It allows you to put in that information ahead of time instead of waiting until after the services have occurred to put in those contacts. So it keeps you a step ahead. With that said, we'd like to go over usability in Lacai. We try to make it as user-friendly as we can so that you can concentrate on working with your students instead of doing data entry. So again, it's highly group-driven. Here we'll just go through a quick run of creating a custom group. So here we have our seniors group. You can control who has access to the groups, and you can click on the users that are in the group or the students that belong to that group in an ad hoc fashion. So here we have our field trip group, and we'll perform a couple of actions on each one of these groups. So here we're going to update a profile for our seniors, and let's say for these seniors we know that their end date is going to be on their graduation date, so we can go ahead and set that for all of them. And maybe we also want to change their goal, so we can go ahead and do that and update all 10 of those students at once instead of having to go into each one of their profiles. Another big time saver is adding in contacts for the group. So what we can do is, if we have a field trip, we can also tie this contact to the event that has already been created and then put in the services that happened. Again, these are customizable, so you have the pencils next to the drop downs. You can add or disable any of these. We also have skills, which is not typically a required item, but if you want to track that as far as how it meets their goals for the program, you can. Then we put in the specific times, and we can put in a note that's applied to all of these students as far as this contact, and we've just created 10 contacts with one. So if we go into the student's profile, we can view that contact that was just added. We can modify that contact and make it an individual contact for that student. We also have co-curricular transcripts, which display all of the student services that were provided by the program in a PDF that can be printed out. We also have the event list here, which displays all of the events you have going on, and you can see the attendees, which is based off of the contact that we just entered in. So just another way for you to view what's going on with your program, and it ties in with the contacts. The next subject I'd like to discuss is performance, not only of the system but also of your student data. So typically this is going to happen in reports. We have some basic student directory and staff directories that kind of give you a canned look, quick access to that contact information. We also have some summary reports, which give you some nice graphical breakdown of the student data that you have in your system, and this is year to year. So you can adjust this information. It gives you a quick summary of what's going on. We also have the objective summary, which is based off of specific TRIO objectives and what your projected values are and what your actual values are, and you can drill down and you notice the graphics there as well. Again, this is year to year, so you can adjust this dynamic report just by selecting the year. We also of course have eligible and the funded to serve graph reports in here as well. So for any reports that are not already in the system, you can build out your own utilizing specific criteria here in the custom builder. Here we'll go ahead and just find out how many male 10th grade students we have in the program, and below is our output. If you would like, you can adjust the output separate from the criteria. You can also create a group based off of this criteria. So that's a much easier way to create groups than the ad hoc way. And you can also generate CSV output. So if you want to work with this data in Excel or export it or hand it off to any other type of analyst, you can. And so with that kind of flexibility, we think you can achieve the performance needs that you would require. So that's just a very quick run through. If you have any questions, feedback, anything, please feel free to call us or email us.